Alright, hello guys, how's it going? In today's video, we're going to be talking about another potentially major snowstorm that is upcoming for the northeastern United States. Now, before I get started with this video, though, I would ask that you do subscribe if you do think weather-related content, and also make sure to share this video with your friends, family, and social media. Now, I'd also highly recommend that you check out our very exciting store in the description and the pinned comment down below, and then also our very awesome Patreon page, where I'm going to be making a post about multiple upcoming snowstorms for the eastern United States over the next couple of weeks, so I highly recommend you check that out. Now, for today's comment of the day, I want to know, what is the maximum amount of snowfall you think anyone will see with this snowstorm? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll be picking one of those for tomorrow's video. Now let's just get straight into things, and first things first, we're taking a look at that ongoing snowstorm. This is not the one we're talking about in this video. There's one that's going on right now, and then there's going to be one that's going to be moving in tomorrow around noontime. So this is the one going on today. We have some freezing rain, some ice. Let me know what the conditions are like where you're at if you're in this storm. There's snow to the north as well. By the time we reach about maybe, I would say 12 p.m. today on Saturday, January 2nd, this might be after or before the point you're watching this video, there's still, some wintry precipitation going on. And then by the time we reach about 7 p.m., that storm is going to be closing out for Maine and surrounding regions. But here we are by about, I would say this is probably about 11 a.m. or so tomorrow from the time I'm making this video, Sunday, January 3rd. And as you can see, that potentially major snowstorm is moving in. There's the potential for 10 to 15 inches of snow. That's why I say potentially major. But there's also the chance that it really is more limited amounts than that. So I'm pretty much just going with possibly major at this point. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move on. And we're going to move on towards about 7 p.m. on Sunday. And that's when we're going to start to see the moderate to heavy snowfall move in. Alright, now here we are by about 7 p.m. on Sunday, January 3rd. And as you can see, that low pressure center is located offshore, pretty well offshore of the Delmarva. We do see that moderate snowfall going on, moderate to heavy snowfall going on for central and eastern Pennsylvania, especially northeastern Pennsylvania, northern New Jersey there, and then also portions of upstate New York. We're seeing some light snowfall move into New England. And the European model here is a little bit further south than the rest of the models I've seen. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. But by the time we reach about 1 or 2 a.m. here on Monday, January 4th, look at that, moderate to heavy snowfall going on for northern New Jersey, northeastern Pennsylvania, lots of New York, even Long Island there. I don't really agree with that yet, but possibly if we see a more southern trend, we could potentially be talking about snowfall for you guys. Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, all of these regions seeing moderate to heavy snowfall here with a 998 millibar low pressure center pretty well offshore there to the south of New England. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move on towards about, I would say about 11 a.m. there on Monday, January 4th, and we're going to see this low pressure center actually get a little bit further away, but it's going to do something very, very interesting in just a moment that's pretty rare. Alright, now here we are by about 11 a.m. on Monday, January 4th, like I said, and take a look at that. We do still see that light to moderate snowfall going on. We see Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and Maine especially there, but some of the surrounding states are still seeing flurries by this point. Let's just take it to about, I would say 2 a.m. here on Tuesday, January 5th, and the low pressure center starts to kind of turn directly north, as it was heading about eastward, but now it's heading north, and we're starting to see more moderate to heavy snowfall again move on shore to the United States. This time around, it's mostly for Maine there. Let's just take it forward towards about 8 a.m. and look at that. It heads directly west, and now it's bringing snowfall to New England again. Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, Massachusetts, all seeing snowfall again. And then it finally moves out after that point. So it does a little bit of a loop in the track. We do see this sometimes with these nor'easters, but it's very interesting to see it there, as it's not a super common event. Now, remember, I said in our Patreon post, we are going to be talking about those multiple upcoming snowfall threats. Here's one of those at about 1 a.m. here on Sunday, January 10th. It's a bit far out, but it does have a snowstorm signal here. And then also on the 12th, it has another one. So we definitely see multiple upcoming snowfall threats. Again, you can join our Patreon today, and you can check that out right now. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to move on, and we're going to get a second opinion from a second model here, and that's going to be the NAM 12KM model, which nailed that major snowstorm in the middle of December. So we've been paying a little bit more attention to that model, so I'm going to show you guys that one in just a moment. All right, now here we are starting out with that storm. This is about 8 a.m. on Sunday. And as you can see, that storm is just getting started. We see moderate snowfall going on for Ohio, maybe some ice there for Maryland, West Virginia, southern Pennsylvania. Let's take this to where we're really going to start to see some snowfall at about 7 p.m. there on Sunday. And look, this one keeps the snowfall much further north. We're not seeing anywhere near Long Island seeing snowfall there like we saw in the European model. It does send a lot of that heavy snowfall much further north there for some of the Adirondacks even. So definitely seeing a bigger region there of moderate to heavy snowfall going on. Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Vermont all seeing moderate to heavy snowfall by this point. Let's take it to about 8 a.m. there on Monday. And as you can see, again, that light to moderate snowfall, it really starts to lighten up according to both models. But it has that same thing. It turns north, and then we're starting to see the moderate to heavy snowfall begin there for Maine. And that's by about, I would say, 10 or 11 a.m. there on Tuesday, January 5th. So it pretty much shows very similar solution there to the European model, which is a really good sign that this model knows what's happening. Okay, when you see models agree like that, they're really just validating each other. From my standpoint, that's kind of how I see it. When they are in agreement, that's a very, very good sign. All right, now what we're going to do here is we're going to move on, and we're going to take a look at the modeled snowfall forecast according to multiple models, and then we're going to get into my official snowfall forecast for this storm, my hand-drawn map, all coming up in just a moment. All right, now here we are. First off, taking a look at the European model's total snowfall. Okay, and you can see that if this storm was to just move out very quickly, we wouldn't be seeing a lot, maybe 3 to 6 inches of snow. It's that loop that brings the amounts of 6 inches plus or even 10 inches plus onshore to Maine, and I think that could even extend further south. If we start to see kind of like a north to south banding setup where we see the snowfall coming from the north, from Maine into New Hampshire and into Massachusetts, I think that heavier band of snowfall could move even further south there. I think that's certainly possible. If you're anywhere in the grays here, you're at about a dusting, if anything. If you're in those blues, you're at about 2 to 6 inches of snow. If you're in the purples, you're at about 6 to 10 inches of snow. And if you are in those pink shades, you're at about 10 to 20 inches of snow. In this case, those pinks are just indicating about 10 to 12 inches of snow. I'm not seeing much more than 12 inches anywhere on this map. So this model thinks about 10 inches plus is possible there for portions of Maine with that loop that's going to be happening. Now let's move on to take a look at that NAM 12 km. And again, it keeps that snowfall generally further north, but actually heavier for the most part there. And it does have a lot more actually for south central Pennsylvania, even in through areas like Binghamton or close to it. So this model is actually keeping that banding in a similar region to where it had it with that major snowstorm. Again, this is the same model that nailed that storm. And look at all that heavy snowfall it brings onshore to Maine. Both the European model and now our 12 km NAM model agree on that very heavy snowfall and loop there that's going to bring a lot of precipitation onshore to Maine. Very interesting solution there. And then here's our HR DPS model, and this one only goes out till about 1 or 2 a.m. here on Monday, so we only get the first portion of that storm. But this model actually keeps us getting a lot more snowfall there for Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut. Very interesting there. It's very far south, so we will watch that closely. Considering we're only about 24 hours away from the start of that storm, it's very interesting to see how much these models are showing some different solutions. Some of them, again, the NAM 12K model and the European model certainly agree, but definitely we do have some other opinions going on. That's why I think I'm going to be updating this storm tomorrow morning one last time, because of the fact that there's still some disagreement. Now let's get into my official hand-drawn map here, and anywhere in this white region, I'm expecting a dusting to 3 inches of snow. That pink region is indicating an area where right now I'm not forecasting any snowfall to accumulate. But if those more southern-based models become the ones that are winning out and the other models are trending south, I could see me having to add some snowfall to that region. Let's just go ahead and add our 3 to 6 inch region, and that's going to be this lighter blue region. So for northeastern Pennsylvania and north central Pennsylvania, and through portions of upstate New York, northern Connecticut, northern Rhode Island, and portions of Massachusetts. I keep the Massachusetts snowfall on the east coast of Massachusetts there, much further south than any of the models, because again, I think that heavier band with the loop happening, if a heavier band of snow sets up and it's heading from north to south, I could see some heavier snowfall making its way back down south to Boston and areas maybe even south of Boston. That could change in my update tomorrow morning, so stay tuned for that. Also, that heads up through portions of New Hampshire and definitely Maine as well, obviously. We even have a 6 to 10 inch region, and look, I keep this one for pretty much the entire coast of Maine there, and then even heading down through New Hampshire and Massachusetts. Again, I do see that heavier band potentially heading much further south. But as far as 10 to 15 inches, I keep that definitely onshore. I think the coast could deal with some sleet, obviously, if that low pressure center gets very, very close on that loop. So I think that onshore there could be some areas that creep over 10 inches and get to maybe 10, 11, 12 inches. Probably not widespread, but definitely scattered throughout that pink region there. And then here's all the numbers on the screen here. So that's our forecast for this storm. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. Again, I'm probably going to be updating this storm tomorrow morning, so stay tuned for that. There could be some final tweaks to this forecast, so definitely stay tuned to that. Anyway, for today's comment of the day, I asked you guys, how do you think this January is going to go? And KW Norton said, cold and maybe snowy mid-January once the polar vortex manifests into the lower 48. And I agree. That's exactly that flip I was talking about in the second half of January. That's really going to make my January forecast pull through if it does occur the way I think it could. Anyway, for today's patron highlight of the day, I want to thank you all for supporting the channel, but especially our platinum patrons: Sebastian Tao, John Benbenek, Justin Quantrell, James Wade, Dovi Nagel, Alan Belemo, Adam S., Larry LePan, Donna Carnes, Cameron Marshall, and Aiden Mattis, alongside our diamond patrons: Bill Roberts, Alan Cherry, Marcus Connolly, Noah Harley, Michael Codalessa, Michael Buell, Terry Curtis, Catbite, Charles Stinnett, Kellen Manhart, It's Jay, Cindy Klein, Alicia Davis, and Mark J. I want to thank you all for supporting the channel. Thank you so much for being a patron. If you would like to be on this Patreon end screen, you can do so by joining our very exciting Patreon page in the description and in the pinned comment down below. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Again, be sure to share it with your friends, family, and social media. I'll see you guys in the next video.